Hi, my name is Mike, and I want to introduce you to my new friend Tim. Really the crux of this story and why we wanted to share it, there's a little more to it. I said this is my new friend Tim, but actually we've known each other for 17 years. And so for the first 16 years that I've known Tim, we've had an adversarial relationship. You could say we hated each other. He's my wife's ex-husband.
I did not like him. I could say I hated him. I could say that with no problem. And really, there was really no reason, because what happened between me and my ex-wife, that's between us. You know, Mike just happened to fall into my hatred.
My stepdaughter was having a graduation. She said, well, when are you going to throw me a party? And I said, well, you'll have to ask your dad when he's going to do his. And she said, I don't know if they're going to do anything. Can't they just come to our party? And I said, you've got to be kidding me. Why would I want your dad at my house? You know, after all that we've been through and all the history we have, why would I want him over there? And I knew that even if he didn't want reconciliation, as a Christian, I was to try to make that first effort. And so I approached him at the gas station in the community where we live, and I asked him if he'd be willing to try to forgive the past and forget about things and make a new start. And I apologized to him and I said, I'm sorry for what I've done in the past. And within 4 seconds, he said, I'm sorry too. And I couldn't believe it.
It wasn't difficult because I knew in my heart that that was the right thing to do.
And we were cordial, we were civil, but that's basically all that happened. We were able to be, for the sake of the kids, we were able to be civil in front of each other. But then about December, the kids started saying that Dad was changing. There was a difference and they couldn't figure it out. And that's when he had become a born-again Christian. And I called him and I said, hey Tim, this is Mike. And he said, hey Mike, how you doing? And I was just shocked because that's not the way he would speak to me. And I said, what happened in Kentucky? And he said, I became a born-again Christian. And I mean, I just began to weep.
My life before Christ was filled with anger, depression, an unfulfilled life. My life with Christ is just awesome.
For me, it's surreal because we had such a history of animosity. And you know, I've been a Christian a long time. His kids prayed for him to come to Jesus Christ, and you know, from time to time I'd pray, boy, it'd be great if Tim would get saved. You know, but I really didn't think it was plausible, and I sure didn't make any effort. And until I began to do the reconciliation effort, God couldn't do a work in him, and maybe God could have done it, but you know, we need to ask ourselves, is there a thing in our lives that God's waiting to do that he's waiting on us to do our part?
There's no reason to harbor ill feelings because they just eat you up.
And I always thought, well, when he gets his act together and he comes to me and he says he's sorry, maybe we'll work it out. It didn't occur to me to be the one to start the reconciliation. It doesn't matter who's wrong or who's right, but as a Christian, we have a responsibility or opportunity to start a reconciliation.